Hi guys, my name's John. We're here at Protospiel and we just got done playtesting Shadows, Heroes, and Monsters. I gotta say, I love this game. The characters felt so thematically accurate to what you're doing with the cards. The turn structures are beautiful, how you get everything out in order of the initiative of the card and then refresh at the end of the turn. You always have access to your hand unless it's stunned, which is a very unique and fun mechanic. The monsters versus being in the middle of the board, fighting the players, felt really unique. And I felt like I always had the opportunity to either make a really good play against the player or make a really good play against the monster. So the immersion for this game was never broken. I felt was having fun from beginning to end. And I really can't wait for the Kickstarter to come out. 100% gonna back it. And good luck, my friend. It's awesome. Thank you.
It's very cool as you are playing against the other players while you are kind of semi-co-op, semi-against them as you try to take down a monster together, see who can take down this giant monster first as the monster is whacking you back and countering your moves. But if that monster is too scary to take down by yourself, you could just backstab your person across the table from you and get some bonuses and bounties for doing that. It has a cool system of leveling up your cards and getting new abilities. It's very tactical, very strategical. There's a lot of planning out your moves ahead and trying to plan out how your turn's going to go, how you're going to anticipate your opponent's moves, like what's the best way to counter your opponents, what's the best ways to take down the giant monster. There's secret missions to do, various ways to get victory points, buy items, spend money. So it's a lot of fun. It's very interesting. It's super deep. It has this huge depth, complexity. You could probably play this thing over and over and over and never play the same game twice. So it's a lot of fun. You should check it out and enjoy it.
A lot of variability, and it is the exact kind of game that I love. I love deck builders, and there's deck builders with a twist, some extra bits, and just enough complexity to keep it interesting, but it didn't take long to learn and was really fast to play.
It has great artwork because that's the first thing that got my attention. And it has fantastic mechanics. The way rounds bounce off players, it builds tension over a very short period of time, and the way progression works in this game is excellent.
It looks complicated at the start. It's very easy to pick up, but it's very hard to master. It's very interesting game mechanics, a lot of things I haven't seen before, and I could see myself showing this to my friends, introducing this to my friends. I think this game has a lot of potential.
I thought the game was a lot of fun. I loved the artwork and the overall aesthetics for it. Plus the mechanics I thought became pretty intuitive once you got down to them. And it was a lot of fun both trying to not survive a monster as well as your allies, which was kind of a nice take on it. So I really enjoyed it.
Hey, I got an opportunity to play Shadows, Heroes, and Monsters a couple times. The game is incredibly interesting, particularly with its PvPvE system. Unlike a lot of other combat-based card games, the whole goal wasn't just to kill your opponent and drive them down to death by taking 15 or 20 damage. Instead, you continually balance yourself between attacking the opponent's character, and dying isn't terrible. It sets you back a little bit. And you get an advantage for killing them, but it doesn't knock you out of the game. So the PvP isn't a destroying element, and at the same time you're fighting to simultaneously defeat a monster and get the rewards for dealing that killing stroke. So that balance in the game is actually makes it really interesting. Plus the variability of additional skill cards as you build your deck makes sure that almost every game is different based on the heroes that people select and then even the randomly obtained ability cards. And that makes this game a lot of fun, a lot different than most other deck battling games. And it's an opportunity to have a lot of variation, so the replayability on the game is great.
Really kind of fun RPG card game that pits you against your fellow heroes and hard monsters in a kind of interesting, competitive, beat-em-up style game. I think you'll really enjoy it. I've had a ton of fun with it.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. There's lots of cards in the game that combo in interesting ways. A lot of fun.
I had time, so I sat down to play it, and pretty much right into in the middle of first turn, I'm like, this actually flows really nicely. And the more I played it and learned about some of the mechanics and stuff in here, I'm like, this is actually really fun. I like this.
It's a very quick game to play, very easy to learn. Graphically, the game is incredible. There are all kinds of different mechanics again in the game, and you can play. There's elements of Yu-Gi-Oh, there's elements of Pokemon, Magic, Shadow War. They're all in here.
Kevin and I just got through playing our first time with Shadows, Heroes, and Monsters, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, I want to like dig in deeper. We did the trial, which took about 20 minutes, and I've slayed a few dragons, but I know it's beyond that. A few monsters, I should say.
I really, overall, like I said, the game, the concept of the game, of it being like a trading card game, and kind of like a deck builder, is like I really like both elements of it. The idea that one character has perhaps more cards in his deck to play against opponents versus another really kind of forces you to adopt a strategy that's not so linear, which makes the game dynamic a lot more fun. It's not just so straightforward where you're just killing a monster or you're just going head to head against your opponent. You have to be able to use both of those throughout the game to figure out which is going to be most beneficial to your character, which makes, again, a very unique gameplay experience. And again, like the randomization of the cards at the beginning that you draw from in the pool makes the replayability of the game excellent. So you're not going to have the same gameplay twice.
Yeah, I really liked the game. I enjoyed playing it. I liked the items so that you can upgrade your characters. I enjoyed the fact that there were monsters that you deal with. That was very good. And I like that there's a balancing fact to it, but you can still get a randomness in it. It just was a fantastic game. We had a great time playing it, and I'm definitely going to pick it up once it comes out on Kickstarter.